So here's the thing. Diet culture is getting really sneaky nowadays. And when someone says it's a lifestyle change, it's a diet.
Yo-yo and hello, my name is Lydia, and on today's episode of my 25-pound yo-yo, we will be talking about diet versus lifestyle. Now, there's been a lot of messaging about how a lifestyle is just another word for a diet, but I beg to differ. And the example that we're going to be using today is a personal one because I've gained some weight. And I want to show how I know that I've gained weight and what exactly I'm going to do to fix it. Am I going to take a crash diet? Am I going to do some lifestyle tweaks? What exactly am I going to do to address the few pounds that I've gained? So why don't we watch this next clip, then come back and discuss. I've gained weight. How do I know? I haven't even stepped on the scale, but all the signs are there. Last week, I grabbed a pair of shorts and they were snug. And I know what's happened. A few months ago, I sprained my ankle, and since then, I just haven't been as active as I could be. I had to take a few weeks off, but after that, I just didn't get back into things. I worked longer hours and didn't make time for daily walks. If I didn't have time for a long walk, I just wouldn't go at all, and this became a habit. Instead of walking, I'd nibble on junk food while I worked, and picked up a habit of grazing whenever I walked past the kitchen. I also didn't balance out my evening snacks. Instead of 4 days fruit and 3 days chips, it sort of became 6 days chips, and the serving size was increasing. I've also been gravitating towards wearing more leggings instead of jeans lately. Now, I haven't actually tried on the jeans, but I know that they won't fit right. I don't know how much I've gained yet. Should I find out? I could, but I don't have to. I just need to get back on track. Okay, so time for a diet? No, I don't need to. What? But you know all about weight loss and diets. I do, but I don't need to. I just need to get back into my normal habits. I don't need to diet. I need to start walking every day and remember why I like it so much. Exercise is great for me. It's great for my mental health, and it makes for so much less mindless snacking time. I need to stop grazing out of boredom. I don't need a handful of crackers or nuts every time I'm in the kitchen. I also don't need to snack just because food is there. And I certainly don't need to be eating Twizzlers while I'm working. But isn't that just restriction? AKA a diet? Maybe, but I just see it as being more mindful and purposeful. My meals are healthy for the most part. I don't need to change them. I have treats with my kids or spouse, and I don't need to change that either. What I do need to change are the times when I eat that are not beneficial in any way, the mindless eating, the eating that isn't for nourishment or enjoyment, the unnecessary stuff, that's all. That coupled with remembering that I like to move, that should be all I need. I just need to remember that there is no deadline, and that once I resume my normal life, I will get back to where I was. Let's start by defining what exactly a diet is. Now, I know that the dictionary definition of diet will encompass just the things that we eat, but we know that the word diet really means a plan to lose weight. So this could be something that involves tracking your calories, tracking your macros, weighing your food, monitoring how much exercise that you're doing a day, all these different things, the water consumption, having a plan in order to achieve weight loss. Now, I'm not anti-diet at all. I think that a lot of people need a diet in order to learn how to eat. But the difference between diet and lifestyle is you use diet as like a set of tools to achieve a lifestyle that you can maintain. And once you are at a lifestyle, you don't need to count and track everything anymore. You're just living. So yes, when you start a lifestyle change, I would agree it is like a diet. But once you embrace it, it's no longer a diet. It's just existing. So let me start a little bit about how I discovered my weight gain. Now, I was going to a dance performance and I knew that I needed to bring a change of clothes. And I didn't actually try on my clothes before I left. I just grabbed a pair of shorts and stuffed them in a bag and went to class. But when I got to class and I went to put on the shorts, I'm like, oh, these are a little tighter than the last time that I wore them. And the thing is, although I was a little surprised, I wasn't really all that surprised that I had gained a little bit of weight. I could trace back exactly what has happened. So a few months ago, I sprained my ankle and I've been in physio every week working on the mobility. Now, I was told I had to rest it for the first 2 weeks, but after that, there was no real reason to completely rest it. I had to modify some of my activities, but all in all, I was given the approval to go and exercise. But at the exact same time, my workload started to increase and I spent more and more time in front of my computer. I was doing real work and I was doing YouTube videos and just spending too much time sitting down. Because I got into a routine of not walking, it was easier to continue to skip walks. And I used to really, really love long walks. And if I only had 30 minutes instead of an hour, well, then I just wouldn't go at all. So instead of saying, well, 30 minutes is better than nothing, I was just like, oh, if I can't get the whole thing, and I'm not going to bother going. Now, at the same time, I noticed that other behaviors were starting to change in me. You know, we had Easter and the kids are at school all day and their Easter chocolate is just sitting there. So, too many handfuls of Easter chocolate while I'm working. And my boyfriend, bless his soul, he knows I've got a thing for red licorice. And I got these huge bags of red licorice that I have been eating while I've been working. Like, this is just empty sugar calories, nothing that I really, really need. I also notice that when I go down to the kitchen, I frequently grab a snack. And not even a snack because I'm hungry, a snack because I'm bored or because I just happen to be in the kitchen. Like, these are calories that I just don't need. So when I started to do the math on it, I'm like, I've been eating a couple hundred extra calories a day, and I've been moving a couple hundred calories less a day. No wonder I've been gaining weight. I just need to be honest with myself and take a good hard look at it. Now, I haven't stepped on the scale. I mean, I could. I don't know if I will. Sometimes the numbers are helpful. Sometimes they cause more stress. I probably won't step on the scale, but I can ballpark guess. And I'm usually pretty good. I think I've gained about 7 pounds. And the math makes sense because I've been in this bit of a lifestyle rut for about 2 months now. So, yeah, I would say gaining about 7-ish pounds makes sense during that amount of time. Now, I know a lot about dieting, and I know that I could put myself on a diet and lose the weight pretty easily. I know exactly how to journal, and I know how to make sure I track my steps. I could do all of that, but I'm not. And this is why I'm saying it's a lifestyle, not a diet. I could use a diet, but I can objectively just look at my lifestyle over the past 2 months. I can objectively say, you know what has changed? I am no longer walking every single day. That has changed. And with that walk is decreased exercise and increased snacking. I got into stupid a habit of nibbling Twizzlers while I'm working. Like, this is unnecessary stuff. And like I said, the pantry grazing, unnecessary stuff. Now, I don't need to go on a strict diet. If I am objective and I look at what I've been eating, my meals, my dinners, my lunches, everything has been fine. And all the indulgences, those are fine too. Having popcorn while we're watching a movie, I don't really need to worry about that. Having dessert after a nice dinner out, I don't need to worry about that. I am not going to be restricting myself so that I am not participating in my life. I am not going to be measuring out every portion of food to make sure that it is correct. No, I am just going to revert to the lifestyle that I had 2 months ago. The person that went out and exercised more, the person who loved exercising more. You see, when I think of it as a lifestyle, well, what do I do more often than not? More often than not, I'm active. More often than not, I don't eat sugar while I'm working. More often than not, I wake up feeling great. And lately, this has been counter my normal lifestyle. The overconsumption of sugar is not normal. Feeling sluggish and tired all the time. Having my clothes not fit me comfortably. This is all not normal. So all I need to do to lose the weight is reset my lifestyle. Now, I do think that dieting does have a place. Now, for people that don't know how much they should eat or what a normal serving size is and how to get the most energy out of their meals, I think that dieting is a great place to start so that you can learn what nourishes your body the best. For people like me that already know better, there isn't a real need to diet. Just going back to what you know works for you and what makes you feel your best. However, from time to time, I still will go on a diet. And that's usually when I have been in a rut that has gone on for far too long. If I've been overly busy with work and other activities started to slide, and this has been going on for maybe not just a couple months, but more like a couple years, I might say, you know what, I need to refocus. Now, when I go on a diet at that point, it's not the goal of the diet being forever. It's the goal of using the diet to get to the lifestyle, and then the lifestyle is what I will maintain. I kind of view it like learning a board game. Like the first time you play a board game, you don't know how to play it. So you have to read all the rules. And you read all the rules and you figure out what everything does and what you're allowed to do, and you can play the board game. But you can't just pick up the game without knowing how to play it. But once you play it enough, you don't need to look at the rules anymore. You can just play the game. Now, where I get into trouble is that over time, some of the rules change. Take Monopoly, for example. Do you get the jail fees when you land on free parking? Is that a rule? What about property changes and trades? Is that something that we invented, or is that part of the rules? What about going from a house to a hotel? Must you have 3 houses before a hotel? What if you run out of little pieces? Are you allowed to just use anything else? Like if you're all out of little plastic houses, can you go and grab something else? Like we change our rules as we play the game. And sometimes we have to go back to the official rules and read what they are to remember exactly how to play. So this happens with life all the time. I could be leading a great, happy, healthy life, and then other work stresses happen, family stresses happen, and I start to veer off the path. Sometimes it's just a little bit. So in this case, it's just a little bit. I've been off my game for about 2 months, and I'm not going to diet. I'm just going to reset to what my life normally looks like, and my body should also go back to what it normally looks like. But if I get into a rut that seems to be lasting a lot longer than just a few months, well, then sometimes it's nice to just say, okay, starting fresh, here's the plan, remember how to eat. Oh, look, my portions have grown over time, and I wasn't paying attention to them. Oh, look, when I'm actually writing it down, I have a lot of mindless eating episodes that I don't really need to have during my day. So in these cases, it's a good idea to use a diet to refresh what the lifestyle you like to lead is, what it actually does look like. And then once you get used to living it, well, then you don't need to look at the rule book again, or at least not for a long time. So for me, what it comes down to, the reason why people debate that a lifestyle change is still just a diet is because they don't actually want to change their life. So it can only be a lifestyle change if you are willing to change. Otherwise, yes, it is just a diet. So rather than argue that a lifestyle change is not just a lifestyle change, it's really just a diet, the argument really is, what are you willing to do? If you are only willing to temporarily change, well then yes, it's a diet. But if you are willing to move more, to sleep better, to eat better, to cut down on food that doesn't do your body any good, well, then it's a lifestyle change. It's all what you make of it. But alas, this is my 25-pound yo-yo, and this yo-yo has swung up a couple pounds. So until next time, yo-yo, and let's go.